Woohoo! Just streams up. What's up, guys? How's it going? See where I was. I was gathering metal, I believe, to build the car. It was metal and wood, I remember now. Let's see, yeah, definitely metal and wood. Oh, it's GP Gamer Plays. What's up, man? I remember. Good times. Husband gamer. Right, same person, same person. I don't think so. Positive it is. Is it Gamer Plays? The almighty Gamer Plays? Oh yeah, I knew it. It's been a hot second, man. How's it been? I've been pretty good, pretty good. So streaming again, I got obviously a better camera that actually keeps up with everything, because I can move my hand like this and it's still 60 FPS or better. I bought a computer that is pretty fucking badass. Dumped like 4,000 fucking 300 into it. Technically, with everything combined, including a VR to stream myself, I spent like 5,800 in computer shit this year. And that was within the span of like July to now. Before that, I wasn't working, but now I'm working, so pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, it looked good. Oh yeah, I love it. I got my computer set up to where so my computer has those internal lights, and so yellow tells me it's working right, or yellow tells me the CPU or whatever is in like a mid-range of not overheating, but it's working itself to where it's cooling itself off at a pretty decent pace. Green mean it's not working, or it's working but it's not like needing like cooling, and then red means turn me the fuck down. Pretty cool. My stuff through Micro Center. It's a place in America. They'll build a PC for you too, so you can buy all the parts there and they'll build it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I did stream on Twitch for a couple of streams, but that was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go back to YouTube, because then people go watch it for later. I'm gonna try be doing it every day in the morning. I'm gonna try to keep it roughly to the same time. It might be like half an hour off, like earlier or later than like 11 a.m. EST. But yeah, let me do my best to keep that up. Let's see, at my work I'm becoming a manager, so that's cool. I've only worked there for like just shy of 3 months. That's another thing. I got a buddy who I stream with here and there. Knew him my whole life, but he went by like 3 different online usernames, and now he's going by a 4th. He's trying to do his own thing too, because I saw that he was recording some movie about, or not movie, a game that's called like, what's the game he's trying to record called? Ghostwire Tokyo. I need to pull up OBS again because same screen. But yeah, let's see, I bought a really badass monitor. I'm loving it so far because it shows the colors very well, and it's sadly reflecting on me too much because it's pretty bright, but I mean, it's pretty good. Makes everything seem more alive. Components are decent. I know I got the latest CPU, but when it comes to graphics card, I only have a 3080. It's not like the 40 series or anything, but it's a 3080, so it's pretty good. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I like it. So far, at least. Has it disappointed me? There we go. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty decent. I gave my buddy my old camera because he's kind of struggling on the struggle bus for money right now. So I just gave him my old one because I know he's giving YouTube and stuff an honest shot, and I told him I'd only record and or do fucking streams with him if he actually did give it a full-blown shot again. He was like, yeah, I want to get into it because he's now door dashing, and he asked me a couple questions about my work, but then I told him straight up, like, you couldn't. My work fires people for the tiniest things, and I heard enough about like him being supposedly lazy to where I don't want to risk him ruining like my good credit with my work. Especially when I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. I got any milk in this? No, so I'll grab those tomatoes. Two and two, okay. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, I was thinking of other games I could be playing and stuff, but I also don't want to play games in like oversaturated categories to where it just seem pointless to play them. I'm just sticking to my tiny games. I think I can actually finish the car with these components. There's notes for these and then two of the regular beams. I could. On. Go. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. This car's slowly coming together. Slowly but surely. Here we go. Almost got the vehicle done. Diamond, why do you always come in on like 2 different accounts? That shit always throws me off whenever I see it happen. Only connect to 3. Oh, that hurts my brain. Please tell me I'm more component kits. Ah. Oh, that fucking hurts. This back one needs to be inverted. Oh, that really hurts my brain. Oh my. No. How many component kits do I need? Oh, this isn't even the good one. So wait, do I not have any component kits? Oh god. Oh no. Technically, I do know a fix to this. Oh, what the fuck? Goodness, boys. Hello. What's up, Death? So Diamond, I was looking at old people that I like banned in my stream, and I saw some really old people, and I'm talking about people that abandoned their accounts because they still had me recommended even after I had them banned from my stream. Like I saw Devil's DJ. He was one that was, I remember he was supposedly a major fan at the time. I remember that guy. Or banning him for being a pedophile. Fuck my. Yeah, it's so weird. Looking at like difference between that and now. A very long time since I've been here. Hope all has been well for you. Well, I haven't streamed in a very long time for the fact that my computer became dog shit. So yeah. And then I got a new computer, and this computer is better than that computer by a long shot. And one of 2 things are happening right now. One is I'm getting pissed off. 2, that this engine's too powerful. Alrighty. I'm gonna keep that opening actually, so I can edit the engine that way. I'm having a hard time remembering Deathwolf. Which one are you? Because I remember the name, I think, but I also think it was you or someone with a very similar name who had 3 different accounts, like total. Here's the question: are you the Shiki? Eldor. Do, do not start with Bella. Do not start with Bella, bro. I fucking hope not. God, dude, I'm getting flashbacks. Oh God, you fucking creepy, man. I'm pretty sure I had Bella banned. Yet again, I also wouldn't be surprised if that person made a fucking another account, because God, they were addicted to watching me for some fucking reason. I don't know, you remember. Oh dude, it's pretty hard to forget Bella, man. I remember telling you that motherfucker looked like Dora, because that motherfucker was Dora. I am very, very well aware of who the fuck Bella was. That motherfucker was creepy. I remember when I gave them mod and then they like held what I said to a fucking T, to the point where I had to unmod them because I wasn't like exactly like I was saying the rules and she thought it was like Christian Minecraft server set rules, and I remember removing mod from her like not even a week later, and I'm like, Bella, I'm sorry, man. She tried to be like, no swear, can you be Yishi's chat? And then I'd have exceptions for people and she would get weird. She would be like, oh, I don't know, man. I remember that. Lesson learned, don't give mod to a fucking toddler. Dude, I still can't get over the fact they look like Dora. Yeah, so fucking context too for stream. Oh, I was streaming one night and Bella, one of my very old viewers that were addicted to watching my content, that was definitely a kid, we're like, hey, thank you for helping me through tough times, I wanted to reward you, hold on. And I was about to delete my Discord account because I thought this motherfucker was about to accidentally make me Carson, and turns out like they just sent me like a regular fucking picture of themselves. And I'm like, cool, but you shouldn't be doing this for the fact of like there's creepy adults on the internet that will definitely like take advantage of stuff like that. And like this motherfucker looked exactly like Dora the Explorer. And that was shortly before I banned her for being a fucking creep all the time in my chat. Devil's DJ was one of the oldest. I believe that dude was like 25 or something. I remember he was hitting on a viewer named CC while streaming Minecraft. And the viewer CC was like 13 years old. This dude was like 26 or 25 or 27. I don't even fucking remember, but I know he was in his like mid-late 20s. The dude straight up said he was. And then he was like, dude, I didn't know they were minors. I didn't know. I'm like, bro, I'm streaming fucking Minecraft. Anybody in my chat is a potential minor. DJ was a fucking handful. So weird to think about how much that fucking time has flown by too. That was like 2018, man. That was 4 years. But yeah, Devil's DJ was one that definitely creeped me out though. Look at 6 component kits, that's not bad. The fuck? Just looking for the cotton field, man. I need the cotton so I can build an actual driver's seat and not drive a piece of shit. How are you though? Oh, I'm doing pretty fucking good, man. Pretty good indeed. Pretty good. I woke up, which is, as long as that's the worst part of my day, I'm gonna be having a good day. Just blueberries and bananas. Have to note that mentally. Where the hell's the regular field at, dude? Oh, like the biome. Oh shit. Fucking desert biome. Oh, is this one with the oil thing? Holy shit. Oh, there's a warehouse. Oh, damn. That over there looks like a potential biome that I have to check out. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I need to check to see which viewers have been here since like. Uh-oh. Oh. Perfect. All part of the plan. I see which viewers our viewer is like have been here since like the very beginning, like pre 100 subs. Because I know I'm gonna be pushing out content as much as I can to like just at least get thrown into the algorithm, either streaming every day or something. That's looking like the biome. Well, this definitely looks like the biome. Oh yeah, it has the piles. Oh yeah, there's the cotton. Like 10. Back to the car. Unfamiliar spaces fraying me. Yeah. Make my way back to the mechanic station. You know what I've been craving lately, but I can't have because the closest one to me is shut down for fucking, what's it called, renovation. A Taco Bell 12 pack with just beef and cheese tacos. That's what I've been craving. And to be fair, there are two more like really close to my house, but like I wanted to go to that one because I know they don't ever mess up my order, but I can't because they're down. Makes me sad and hungry knowing that I will never again have another one. Also, I found out Taco Bell workers in my area are like paid by the day now for how bad their fucking management's crew treats them. Like a by the day pay. Holy shit. That's bad. Like any job that offers you pay, like here's the thing, if a job offers you weekly pay, you know they treat their employees like garbage. If they offer you daily pay like Amazon and them, you know they're gonna treat you like shit because they already know you're getting paid and you're probably gonna be out soon anyways. Like I've had people describe to me like working in an Amazon warehouse is like a fucking how to describe it without getting kicked off YouTube. Let's see. Working at an Amazon warehouse in ways of like in ways that it feels like slavery except you're getting paid, but like they're like really abusive supposedly. And if you're like, so in Amazon you have a scanner thing so they can track how the package is going and stuff like that, and you're supposed to scan it, and if you go 5 minutes without scanning it, then you are like available to get, or you're valid enough to get terminated because there's been 5 minutes that you haven't been working. If you scan a product every like 3 minutes or so, or every like 4 minutes 59 seconds, it'll sorry, it'll still trigger one of those warnings for their systems and shit. I heard some scary things about Amazon. Do I think it's true? I mean, and it's all very similar, yes. Because if it's all like the same comments, I wouldn't be surprised. It's also something terrifying to think about. Like if that's actually true. Because that is, goddamn, I feel bad for people who have to sell themselves that hard for a job. I hope they find a better one. I got potatoes. Yeah. Give me that seat. Worked really hard for that seat, man. Scrap it. Oh. I forget how that works. Warehouse jobs just seem like hell. There's some really good fucking paying warehouse jobs though. Like, let's be real. Warehouse jobs could pay you anywhere between like 15 and 21 an hour, depending on the company. It's like, what I want to work in a warehouse job? I mean, I took an online test. I could technically forklift certify myself to work good. And forklift certification's easy as hell. It's like getting forklift certified is like getting ServSafe certified. You just got to know the basics about food and what you should and shouldn't do. Like, so getting ServSafe is brain dead. And I found out that one of my managers, like their first time taking it, they fucking bombed it. I'm just like, how the fuck did you manage to do that? Like the test is easy, and like, yeah, just like overall the test is easy. And it's like you gotta know your stuff, and he told me that like his reason was because he was tired. Sounds like bullshit. Like, bro, if you know you're that tired, why the fuck would you take a test? And second of all, I have sleeping issues. I was exhausted when I took my fucking test, and I still got, I don't know what I got for the score yet because it hasn't actually shown. But I passed, which means you have to get like a 75 or higher. So even with my job, I have to do online shit at home, and I'm also highly positive I'm probably not getting paid for it. But even like my boss was like, hey, can you finish this for me? And it's like the online fucking shit at home, and I was like, yeah, sure, I got you. Fucking blew through it in like 2 hours. Because I am God when it comes to being able to crunch out shit. Yeah, let's just make it all the way up. Wait. Invert the back. And now it turns on a dime. But yeah, warehouse jobs, honestly, I would rather never do a warehouse job. Because that's what it seems like Amazon is. It's just like one massive warehouse. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I know they have like other things you can do for Amazon, but the gist of it just seems like one massive fucking warehouse. How often will I be streaming? I'm gonna try to do once a day, but minimum 3 times a week. Because I'll have 2 days off a week, and once there becomes more managers at my work, it'll be guaranteed. But for now, it'll be 2 days off a week. But sadly, they know to call me like first out of everything because like I'm pretty hardworking. But that's like saying like when I become a manager. However, like as a standard worker, like I'm already on the steps to become a manager. It's gonna be within the next month or two. But like as a standard worker, they also know to call me first because like I'll easily pick up the hours, and 2, like I'll actually make sure the job's done 100%. So yeah. So I'm hoping they don't call me on my days off, but I'm gonna be trying to stream like morning, middays on my days off as well, because I know I'm gonna want the nights to myself. So there's that. Definitely is that. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be doing at least 3 times a week minimum. Videos, I don't know how long videos will be coming out for. This is where we did videos. I was taking it from Twitch and editing it down slightly. It's like, yeah, me playing with Delser, that was the Adam dude that I played with back in 2019. Bitched at in 2020 because all he did was use me for content, and then tried taking Shiki, who was my common viewer, away from me, and that backfired, and then he stopped streaming, which was fucking hysterical. And then now he's back to streaming again, but he said he'd be giving it an honest attempt, which I know the second he finds out that I get like my average viewers back, he's definitely gonna be trying to stream with me more often, for the fact of like, because here's the thing, if I get average viewers, like the same people, he's gonna try to stream during the time frame that I am, but then try to get some of my people. That's what he was trying to do before. Do I think he'll do it now? I mean, he'll probably go at it with the same mindset without realizing it, but yeah. I don't know if I like the back wheel turning. Maybe it's because my vehicle's too light, which is why I don't like it. That turning on dimes kind of dog shit when your whole vehicle weighs like a feather. Because wood in this game weighs nothing. Hmm. Looking around though, it ain't too bad. Like, there are other games I want to play, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people understand simple survival games versus games that I play, like World of Warcraft and StarCraft 2. People don't understand those games as well as like me. Like, there's communities for that, but those are very specific communities. Everybody in the world knows how a survival game works and the basics of it, and everybody in the world knows the basics of like FPSs. But not too many people. Like, people know, like, oh, RTS, you just destroy the enemy base and you win. And it's like, yeah, there's that, but it's like StarCraft 2 also has co-op, which is pretty cool. I love co-op mode. My buddy and I were supposed to be getting into co-op, and he said he would with me sometime because he's tired of streaming World of Warcraft. Yet again, the expansion just released, so like, it ain't gonna last that long if he does decide to play it. That's the thing though, he has to decide to. But yeah, he's still addicted to World of Warcraft, and he's a nighttime person too, so it would never work out because he sleeps during the morning and day, and he like works at night, I believe it is. Or no, or on like work days he goes to work at night, or gets home at 2 a.m. I don't remember. Jesus, it's getting red in my game, showing up on my skin too. Damn. There we go. But yeah. Trying to get a couple people to get this game. I might eventually stream a run through of Terraria. I have no idea on that because I do want to play that game again. Because I have a buddy who has like an unhealthy amount of hours in the game, like 700, and I only have like 230 in that game. And he was like, dude, I'll play through it with you, but our rule is we have to get my buddy Daniel into it. And so that's gonna be the hardest thing, because Daniel, like, I'm pretty sure he could play Terraria. It's just getting him to actually open it is the problem, because I bought him Terraria. I just need him to open it. Yeah. And once I get him to open Terraria, I'm highly positive he will be slightly addicted to it, because grinding in that game is fun. And when your friends put in equal grinding to where you can actually progress is more fun. Let's see. But yeah. Like, Terraria is definitely a game I want to play again. Just waiting for it to hit fucking 24 or 23:59. We'll just start planning. But yeah. A little bit of an oral run. See, what would it take for me to make a drill? A bunch of shit I don't have. Oh, metal blocks, hold up. I could definitely make it. Hey man, I actually got a few things to do. See you, Unholy. Oh no, dude. Perfectly fine. Have a nice day, dude. See you later, gamer. Thank you for stopping by and checking in, man. Glad to see at least you're doing well and still alive. I didn't even realize it until now, but I actually need more fucking cotton. How do I get the weird suck attachment? Where's that at? There we go. Honeycomb and component kits. Component kits. Okay, so it looks like honeycomb component kits are a common denominator. Meanwhile, let's make this drill. I guess I'm getting honeycomb and component kits. Alrighty. Oh, my buddy stopped recording. It's not even 12. Man's a slacker. Actually, I don't even know how long he was recording for, but I know he probably started at like 10:30. Assuming that dude knows if we're streaming at like 11. Alright. Some corn. Jeez, man. Fucking turning. I definitely need a heavier vehicle if I'm gonna drive like that. Holy cow. How do I edit the whole vehicle turning? I don't know if there's a way. Hmm. It's probably when I get my seat high enough level. Do you edit videos? I mean, rarely. It's more or less cut them down with the chatter and cut out the chatter in between, but yeah. Alright, like actually do things, but I haven't really actually sat down and edited in a hot minute. But I was working on one, but then I realized if I stream on YouTube, then there wouldn't be a point into editing some videos. Because I could do like mini catch-up videos in between episodes of like major things that I do. And that stuff does make sense. But I also want to get into games that people actually like understand completely, in a way. Like games that change based off of each play, but are the exact same game otherwise. Like a game like that is like Battle Royales and or Smite. And I currently still am addicted to Smite. I think I have enough beeswax. I just need corn. I know I want to play Smite, but I also know that like a lot of my viewer base, from what I know, they don't play like games that actually are more in depth than face value. Like for an example, Minecraft, you build, everyone knows about the Ender Dragon, and so on and so forth. Like Scrap Mechanic, people know the basics of you create your own vehicles and you just explore, and there are things you can do, but you don't have to do. Because there's not exactly a progression system in this game right now. Not until they add the next major update. But yeah, until they add the next major update, there isn't exactly a progression system that actually gives you a reward. This, like, survival is just creative with extra steps in reality. And technically speaking, Minecraft is the same way in its own extent. Except in survival and Scrap Mechanic, I don't believe you could fly around. But yeah. There's a lot of cool things though you can do with Scrap Mechanic. A lot. Honestly, Scrap Mechanic's just one of those games that I think has replayability, but this game is also like, when it comes to like, if I was watching someone play this game, I would think the beginning is complete dog shit. Hands down, no questions asked. The beginning is the most boring thing to watch. And it's like, well, why would you like stream it then? Like the beginning steps, because I'm still technically in the beginning phase because I still have the shitty wooden car. And to that, there's the whole, well, you got to build up and you can't just start a series like in the middle of the game. Now, games like Smite and other games where it's like the whole match starts and you're all at the same pace, but you are also good at that god based off your experience with it. Yeah, that works differently. Because I like games that reward skill with the person and then you can just slowly do their build over time. Smite is like a slightly less toxic League of Legends. Except Smite, it's more of a Spanish community, supposedly. I've ran into like very few Spanish people in Smite though. That's also because I play on North American servers during the day. I realized they added a pickup feature for those. see. But yeah, there's games that I want to be able to, like, I guess the term is pick up the controller games, where all you have to do is like pick up the controller, and no matter what, you're exactly where you left off. Even if you lose like save data, I guess you could call it, like you'd be back to where you start off. Because games like Smite, games like Call of Duty do that very well, because you know it's like, well, Call of Duty, you have a level system, but overall it's like it's where you aim your crosshairs, versus games like this, of course, where it's like tied to your progression and shit. Like you could be really good at scrap mechanic, but you could have like dog shit progression that looks completely boring to watch, which is, like I said, like right now. What's up, Dante? How's it going, man? But yeah, like whenever you're doing like dog shit progression or whatever, it's just like usually boring, which is why I'm eventually gonna stretch out into other games. Terraria though is like a really cool progression system. Terraria is that one game that actually like does progression right, for the fact of you can play Terraria and it's still satisfying to watch. Because Terraria, you could do a lot of cool stuff, or like you could do cool stuff in each phase of the game, and a lot of it is tied around building. You can make a lot of cool creations early on. Like scrap mechanic, you can't really make anything cool early on. So much, brother. How are you? I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good. Still breathing. Other than that, I can complain. But yeah, I'm gonna eventually be picking up games that are basically like you could play it whenever and it'll feel good to watch, because early game, middle game, and end game pretty decent. And my dog's going off for some fucking reason. Washing the cow. But yeah, I want to play games that are like that. Also games like this, they're pretty chill to play, which I guess is the counter argument. Because games like scrap mechanic, yeah, it's more of one of those like relax and watch games. Have you thought about playing Elden Ring or Dark Souls? I like my mentality intact, thank you. And those games are good and all too, but what those games lack is, I believe, viewership is one of them, and two, like replayability is still good because there are a handful of builds you can do, but at the same time, because there's no player versus player playing with people interactions as often, like yeah, there's invades and you can summon people to help you. However, like that's not the core thing in the game. Everybody knows the series because it's hard as fuck. Like you ask people how fucking they know Dark Souls, and they're gonna say like their dad tried passing them the controller and then they hate him themselves ever since. But yeah, because don't get me wrong, those games do look fun, but strictly to their target audience. Pop on co-op. Well, yeah, of course you could, but to me, if it's not a basic function of the game, then it's not. Or if it's not like when people think of the game and it's not a core element, then it's not important enough to be recognized. Because whenever I hear someone talking about Dark Souls, and you never hear about them getting invaded, and you never hear about them playing with their friend. You hear about them struggling with a boss. That's something I know. Versus like Call of Duty, where it's like, man, I versed an aimbot last night, or it's like fucking Smite, where it's like, oh man, I had a really annoying Scylla on the enemy team or some shit like that. If the game, when people talk about the game and they don't talk about certain features that are in the game, then there's something wrong with those features, or those features aren't dominant to where they don't matter as much to the player base. Like for example, Scrap Mechanic has co-op. Nobody ever talks about that in the Scrap Mechanic community. Now there are a handful of people that will like bring up like, yo, this is a cool feature, but like no one ever fucking does it because it's cool. It's like, yeah, that's great, but there's also problems in the game to where if you have multiple vehicles that aren't anchored, it'll crash your game. Like this vehicle right here, like if you have 3 friends with 3 vehicles, and if they each have their own little vehicle, then there's a high potential risk you're gonna break your game over just 3 people driving. Now I don't know if they actually fixed the collision or not, because I haven't really ever looked at the patch notes versus Going Medieval, where I love that game. Like, yeah. If you play a game and some of the features that you know aren't like normally listed, it's not that important to the player base. That's what I've learned. Must have that oil. I need to turn to gas. Got fucking car batteries. I'm about to toss that shit into the ocean. I never knew that was an actual thing where people would actually toss car batteries into the ocean. Never knew. I thought when people said it, it was a meme. No, that's an actual fucking thing. I'm impressed with society, to say the least. With the first question being why. The fuck am I looking for? There. Six hours before my fruit's done. Give me my damn stuff. But don't get me wrong, their co-op could be pretty cool, but I've also seen some stupidly obnoxious, like I'll look at some like invader builds and shit, and it's like I would think to myself, like, do I really want to play a game where an invader could wear extremely light armor but then do like god tier magical damage because one spell is unscaled properly to where it just does ungodly damage? I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking like, no, because that's just gonna ruin my experience, because then I'm just gonna start getting pissed at it, because I don't want to get pissed if it's just a game mechanic that's fucking stupid and the game mechanic is abused by the player base or a portion of the player base, because then it also makes it no fun for me, and then it devalues the game in my eyes because I'm forced to deal with it. That's another thing people fail to realize. The community in games can be extremely fucking negative. Like, I hate insanely toxic communities, which is why I'm never getting into League. Like, I love League and stuff, but yeah. It's really good, don't get me wrong. The problem is that it's very unbalanced. Oh yeah, heavily. Depending on your build in fucking Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. 'Cause, like, every game that's versus in games like fucking Elden Ring and shit, there's a build that's like ungodly powerful for no fucking reason. Like, but that's not just them. Like, every game is guilty of having one. Like, every game, including like Smite, has like really ungodly powerful builds that people can use, but then they can't use, but then they don't use properly, and then they're just garbage with them. Which is why I love and hate Smite, because there could be some really strong builds out there, but there are just way too many people that are just fucking stupid and don't know how to use it properly. Now I have extra gas. I'm just gonna need like one more bearing. That's an even number, son of a bitch. But yeah, I just don't like it when people abuse shit in games. Like, yeah, the game's main majority based off of PvE. Magic Bow's the best with ranged attacks, and Samurai is the best with melee. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's my point. Like, there's a lot of fucking dog shit that happens in those games. It's not something you can't fix with like here's the awkward part too. You can't exactly patch that stuff, because the second you do, someone's going to complain that like they're like what they spend like hours on possibly getting just got patched. Like, that's another thing too, what's scary about patching, because World of Warcraft almost did it, where survival hunters and demon hunters were completely broken in season 3 of Mythic Plus and World of Warcraft, and the fucking game devs were about to release a patch, and everyone was so pissed because it was gonna be right before season 4, and everyone was like, dude, what the fuck, we just leveled these characters, at least let us have fun with them. And then they actually listened and let people have fun with them, and then completely fucking destroyed the class, or at least the specialization. Yeah, you nerf like damage over time, and you ruin the damage over time builds. That's another painful thing. Because the hardest part about being a game dev is definitely balance 100% of the way. Do something slightly off and you're gonna piss off a lot of people. And then as a game dev too, you want your community mostly to be happy. That's like the reason why mostly is for the fact of you ain't gonna make everybody happy. That's just a fact. Like someone's always gonna be out there to make you look like the bad guy. From game devs just to people in general. Completely inconsistent. I mean, that's what I've heard. I've heard that they're like, my favorite meme that I've seen out of Elden Ring was, I thought I was playing as the hero, but why the fuck am I playing as the fucking victim? it was that or something really similar to that. It's like, what am I role playing, huh? The victim? Like, that shit was so fucking funny. And it was like a boss that was like shooting fucking fire skulls everywhere, just following the dude. He was getting fucking backhanded. Like, shit like that makes me not want to play a game. Cause it's like, dude, like, it's either the skill cap to me looks too high, or like I want to keep my fucking mentality intact. Like, it's a weird one. Yeah, RNG is a hard thing to balance in games too, because you don't want to accidentally, like, because if a boss follows a certain pattern, then they're gonna be too easy. But if they're too unpredictable, they're too hard. Because then the argument is they're inconsistent. But then if they're consistent, the argument is they're too easy. Like, that's the hardest part about those games. Because you don't want a boss that's inconsistent, but you don't want a boss that's RNG. So if it's all RNG, then, well, you don't got no fun. It's just 30 of that stuff. But yeah, like I said, completely RNG, too hard. Consistency equals too easy. It's a really weird thing. A lot of people don't realize it either, because it's also how people look at life too. If life is too easy, it's because it's too consistent. There's not enough challenges that approached and made it hard enough. Can't tell if that's dragging on the ground or not. Elden Ring is actually easier out of the Dark Souls and Bloodborne's. I've heard Elden Ring is like new player friendly, which honestly did make me want to try it. But again, I also had kind of the ending spoiled to me in a way. And it's like, fuck, dude. Sounds great and all, but there ain't no point if this shit's not fucking like fresh for me. It'd be like watching a movie if you know the ending. This vehicle is so garbage. Very nice and unique. Well, that's good. That's good for that, especially. I know. I remember when Elden Ring pissed, like the game Elden Ring, pissed off. What was it, Battlefield or Modern Warfare? Or it was one of the popular game titles that like came out at around the same time, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And they were bitching about Elden Ring, and all their employees and staff was like completely shitting on Elden Ring because it wasn't a AAA title or some shit like that. It's like, dude, you're just mad because everyone wanted to fucking play a regular fucking game than your AAA title that's fucking rigged with bullshit. I can't remember if it was Elden Ring or Battlefield, or if it was Battlefield or another game. I swear I thought it was Battlefield. They got really fucking pissed off. Like one of those companies, they're really up there, got really fucking pissed over Elden Ring success. I remember that shit. That shit was so fucking funny to me. And it will still continue to be funny. God damn. Things for certain, definitely dragging. We're fine, but I need 5. I only have 3. 60, definitely don't have enough of those. Here I do actually. But yeah, I remember when Elden Ring came out, and like it was so many fucking. It was one of the AAA devs, AAA or EA. One of the two fucking companies were extremely pissed on their fucking success. I'm trying to figure out. I think it was like, fuck. I'm gonna Google it. Which, he pissed about. It was Ubisoft. Was it? Yeah, it says it right here. It was Ubisoft. Ubisoft UX. Oh yeah, because I think Valhalla or something came out at roughly the same time. Valhalla or some other one came out, and Ubisoft was pissed because a lot of people wanted to play Elden Ring more. A lot of people like Souls-like games versus like the EA style of fucking like Assassin's Creed games, because Odyssey was a fucking pile of shit. I will stand by that. Odyssey was a big pile of shit to me. And I feel bad for anyone who had to spend more than like 15 minutes playing Odyssey. It's goddamn. I also hate it when dev studios like rip on fucking other studios. This is like, dude, you're devaluing someone's work. You're an asshole. And devaluing someone's labor, especially like not being a part of that dev team, like, dude, you're just an ass. Like, it's totally different if you like you're one person and like you make a shit game and everyone fucking flames you for it. That's completely different. Another thing that pisses me off, Scrap Mechanics guilty of this too, sadly, is games staying in early access for over 2 years. If a game is in early access for 2 years, it's bullshit. For the fact of like, if it's been in early access for 2 years, something ain't done right. Because here's the thing, whenever games are told they're dog shit, people, as long as it has an early access label, people will be like, oh well, it's an early access, give it some time. And it's like, dude, if it's been in early access for like 2 years, that ain't early access. That's like here's the thing, unless they give a clear roadmap from day one of how they want the game, and it has to be clear since like roughly day one, because Going Medieval's done it. Going Medieval has a roadmap. I remember buying that game shortly after it dropped, or at least on Steam. I remember, and I put in I requested a feature in that game that actually happened. Now, I don't know if I'm the sole reason why, or if they were going to add it eventually, but I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could, like, for an example, I like naming settlers after my friends, and giving the settlers those unique skills that your friends would be a pretty cool way to motivate you to keep your friends alive and your settlers alive. And then like 2 months later, they add the feature where you can in-depth customize them from like good things to bad things, and it's pretty fucking cool. Like, Going Medieval fucking nailed that because I felt listened to. To be fair, were they gonna add that? Maybe eventually. Like, you could also on purposely make ungodly characters, which is dog shit that someone will do that, but I also want to blame you if you want to do that. Maybe you can make it like a challenge run, but you could also make challenge runs out of like really bad people. But yeah. I was glad when they added that feature though. I was so happy. I felt so listened to. And at that time I almost had 100% achievements. I believe I currently do have all the achievements unless they added more. Going Medieval is a pretty good game too. You have a settlement, you're just trying to survive. It's medieval era. Pretty straightforward and simple. What's the game called? Going Medieval. That's the game that I'm currently talking about. This game is called Scrap Mechanic that I'm playing. The game I'm talking about that you could actually customize, and it's like a settlement survival where it's overhead camera and shit. Like, not overhead, but like over the settlement. And you're building your own like little infrastructure. I know they recently, within the past like 6 months, they added animal taming, which is pretty cool. Like, they update the game frequently, and they give I believe it's called Medieval Mondays, and those are updates on what they're working on. They give that shit every week, so you know that they're working on shit. Like, I believe the dev team is called Foxhovel too. Like, those guys are really responsive to feedback. Like, I love the fact that I bought their game for the fact of how responsive they are. Because I've actually never felt listened to by a game dev studio until I suggested the whole customize a character to where I can make it like my friends. and they actually did shit like that. Like that's so cool. And you start off with like 3 settlers too. It's like shit like that. It's like the small things you could do in a game are really cool. And stuff like that is what makes it amazing. I truly think stuff like that is what makes games amazing. The fact of if you have a dev team that listens, like, that's cool. Like going medieval, of course you gotta manage food, medical supplies and shit. You get advanced through research and shit to make your civilization actually really good. I believe they were adding it to where you could raid other settlements eventually, but I don't know when that's gonna be a thing, unless if it already is and I'm just an idiot. I know they've been working on stuff like that too. Basic seeds here, boo. Alright, oranges and that. Alright, what does it take to get oranges? Tomatoes and blueberries. Take beets. Yeah, I already have blueberry seeds, I know that, so I just need tomatoes. Yeah, like more component kits too, and it's getting nighttime, so I gotta go back. Damn it. I don't want to do a hole down here too. Like, I love games that are pretty unique to their genre in a way. And it's like, I want a game to play that's actually feels unique. It's also really hard to find that. It's like, for an example, I like co-op games, but I like RTSs. It's like, oh, there we go. StarCraft 2 has co-op and it's an RTS. So I can do games like that. Games like that are fun, but also the hardest part about that is people need to understand what is an RTS and how playing it can actually help you with problem solving situations in like immediate times. Like if something happens, it helps with your split second decision making. That's what's really good with the RTSs. Because even with like Karen's being like video games are bad for you, in a way, yes, but it also depends on the games you're playing. Because playing any form of strategy game is good for you. Even if it looks like it's gory and shit and looks like it's bad for you, it's really good for you. Like XCOM is 4D chess. I would love to do a playthrough of XCOM. And honestly, I thought about saying fuck it and doing it anyways. Because XCOM, hands down, one of my favorite series. It's like XCOM 2. Oh my god, I love it so much. I played through it and I finally beat it. Sadly, it was on like the easiest difficulty because that game's hard as fuck still. Yeah, that game was fucking amazing. That game is unforgivingly hard. But god, is it nice. But yeah. And it's like saying XCOM 2 is ungodly hard but really nice. It contradicts the argument that like me saying I hate obnoxiously hard games. But XCOM is one of those, I mean, I guess it shares the same properties as Dark Souls when it comes down to once you learn how the game works, it's oddly satisfying. Because XCOM is quite literally 100% RNG on if you're going to be happy or not the rest of your day. Because there could be sniper shots in XCOM 2 where it's a 90% and you still fucking whiff it. Those are painful. And I've had those happen to where I've lost half a squad because the sniper whiffed his shot. It was really depressing, to say the least. And you can even pre-make your squads in that game too. Like you could have 4 pre-made people be in your squad in the beginning of every game. And then you can have it to where other people show up randomly throughout the game. Also, I saw you've been playing Ark lately. What's up with that, Diamond? Just want to ask, are you mentally doing okay? Because Ark, as much as I have like 700 something hours, that equivalent to a month of in-game time alone, like, you good? Like, Ark is one of those games to where to fully experience it, you have to play it online. But playing it online is one of those games to where you just feel like a piece of shit for the fact of there are so many people that will spend their whole life online. Because I hate to break it to you, Ark is a breeding ground for unemployed losers. Like, there are a handful of people that like have jobs that play Ark, but they're doing it on private servers. And it's like, honestly, private servers are the only way to properly experience Ark 2 in my eyes. Like, playing on a public server in Ark, fuck that. If people in public servers cheat too much, even with the anti-cheat, there are rules that Wildcat Studios, I believe is what they're called, has in. But nobody listens to those rules. Not a single soul listens to those rules. And I wouldn't know because I was one of those people who didn't give a fuck about those rules. And a prime example of what I mean is you're not allowed, like, if you have a dinosaur with a platform saddle, you're not allowed to use giant hatch frames. You're not allowed to use giant hatch frames to make it to where the tower can't hit your dino. But I was one of those people who abused the living shit out of that mechanic. Because I didn't care if I got banned online. And I never got caught because I rated them offline while doing that. Like, I never got banned on console. I was a fucking menace. I was the douchebag who didn't care about the rules. For the fact of it's like the only way they're gonna check is if it gets reported, and it's only gonna get reported if I'm online and somebody else sees me doing it. Playing with Dante and his friend. Dude, Ark honestly is like pretty good overall, but you have to play on like private servers and shit, man. Like, I love Ark for everything it is, but god damn does it make me so angry a lot of the time. Like, Ark is definitely a game that I have a love-hate relationship in. Like, I do remember back when I was playing on private servers and I would on purposely raid people online that had really big fucking tribes. Like, so on private servers, a lot of them I played on had like 8-person tribe limit rules. But like, I would play on servers and fucking destroy people who would have like 5 to like 6 people. And that was my limit on versing people, where if they'd only have 5 or 6 people tribes, because I would be by myself. I had nobody else but me. And like, I was still fucking smacking people left and right. It was fucking insane. And people was always asking me like, how do I do it? And it's like, well, I had dino commands, like the control groups 1 through 10 on my number pad, and I would whistle those control groups to attack certain people. Because I would like spy on people in that game for like days just to find out their playstyles, and then get dinosaurs that like go against their playstyles and the dinosaurs they mainly use. So I would heavily fuck people over because of that. And yeah, Like there was a dude who really hated Dimorphodons, and God, I forgot what they're called. The other dinosaurs are called, but they start with T. They're those little guys who get red eyes at night, and they'll bite the crap out of you and knock you unconscious and kill you. Those guys you tame with giving them fucking your tame dinos and throwing it in a pit with them at night, and then when they kill enough, they become tame. Fun fact about that. And yeah, they're pretty cool. My favorite dinosaur in that game is a bog spider, dude. Fucking spiders terrify me, but oh my god, bog spiders are so busted. They have really strong movement and everything. I love them so much. To be fair, for damage and shit, they're complete dog shit. They're purely transportation vehicles at most. I can't do shit other than that. I just got my other component kits. Oh yeah, I do have 5, huh? Bug spiders are pretty cool. My favorite DLC is Aberration. Hands down, was community voted the hardest DLC. And honestly, I think Ark should have stopped at Aberration too, because with Ark, the DLC and shit, everything got out of hand after Aberration. Listen, here's how Ark went. Ark went from you only get element to boss fights to an Aberration you can craft it. And then from Aberration, you went to Extinction, where you can mine it from doing the nodes, and you can do the easiest node, and you can still get a large amount of element. Like a pretty good amount of element. And then from Extinction, you went to Genesis, where they gave you those missions, and those missions would give you such strong blueprints they were fucking broken. And then from Genesis 1, like, yeah, you got that. And Genesis Part 2, they hand you a tech suit for free. Now, to be fair, you can only use that tech suit in like Genesis 2, unless if you have the tech engrams unlocked from every other map. And then the second major problem is that in the little space biome in between Genesis 2, there's a mining field that is completely free for you to mine. Like, it's fucking stupid for how easy it is to get shit in that game. Like, they completely ruined the game ever since they added like DLC more than like Aberration, because they just made it easier and easier to get element to the point where the game wasn't fun anymore. And it's like, how do I know all this information? I put over 700 fucking hours into Ark. Like here, let me show you on how unhealthy it is. Like, shit you not, 726 hours into Ark. Calculator. $36 and 3/4 fucking days, or 36 and a third fucking days, or 30 days and and 2/3. Yeah, I put a unhealthy amount into that fucking game. I know everything in that fucking game. Like, unless if it's a new fucking map that has dropped, and I'm pretty sure there has been one, because I talked about the paid DLC ones. I didn't talk about Ragnarok at all. That has been out since the beginning. I haven't talked about the center that has been out since the beginning. Let's see, what else didn't I talk about? I didn't talk about, fuck, what else didn't I talk about? I didn't talk about, there's one that started with F, I believe, that came out recently-ish. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, like, I put a lot of time into Ark. I was like, that's because I love the game too. Like, Ark still to me is one of the coolest fucking games out there. And a lot of people will be like, oh fuck Ark, Rust is better. And a lot of people do play Rust more than Ark. Does it piss me off? Slightly. Do I care though? No. I honestly, like, people have their own tastes and it's okay to be wrong. But yeah, like, I feel so bad whenever people like if people are player versus player and they haven't played Ark for like 6 hours, like, dude, or not 6 hours, but at least like 24 hours in game alone of actually playing, like, dude, you need to put at least 6 hours, 6 to like 10 hours in that game and like find a DLC you like. But like Aberration, hands down best DLC, because they added the Reaper King, which the difference between like Reaper King is the second strongest dino in the game when Aberration came out. The strongest dino was a Giga, and those dudes are those giant T-Rexes that you would have to like spend insane amount of tranquilizers knocking out. They have like a minute torpor timer and you're stuck sitting there for hours taming one. And like Gigas are completely broken. But like the difference was you could never bring a Giga into a boss fight until Genesis Part 1 and 2, where you can. Well, other than that, Reapers were the strongest dinosaur for boss fights because Reapers got had insane damage resistance if they weren't like, if they didn't have a light pet on them. They were monstrously broken. Like, it's something that like I would love to see. Like, I want to fucking play Ark again so bad, but sadly now I work a full-time job, so that's literally not possible anymore. Like, the only way I'd be able to play Ark is if I was able to put 40 hours a week into that game again. That is the only way I would actually be able to ever play Ark again, and it makes me so sad. Because me knowing Ark, like, you need to put an unhealthy amount of time into Ark to truly progress. Like, even in boosted servers, like, to properly raid someone, you need to strategize like fucking crazy. That's another thing that's like irritating about Ark too, is like strategizing an Ark, like whenever you're like actually raiding people, people would be like, oh, you don't strategize, you just chug a couple beers in game and go in there with C4, because fun fact, beer in the game increases your damage resistance. Fun fact if you didn't know that, and then you can run it with C4 and it'll be perfectly fine. And people would do stego bombs where they would go in there on a stegosaurus, and because stegos can have a defense boost, they would just chug a beer on the stego's back and just completely fucking shred through a person's turret wall, because a lot of people would have turrets set to like dinos over players, and depending on the person's angle, they don't even have to worry about that. But damn, dude, I missed playing Ark so much. Like, I had such a good fucking tribe too, but two of them went to college. One of them were like mentally insane. The other one was a reverse pedophile. It was like some 16-year-old girl in fucking, I don't even know which state she was in, but I can't remember the name of the state. Alaska, there we go. And she was like always trying to get like the adult dudes in the group to like fucking like always text her afterwards, and once she tried doing that with me, like I told her to fuck off. But Yeah, there was a lot of fucking. We had a lot of weird people in our tribe. But yeah, we had a lot of cool people too, man. Like, I had a buddy named Merlin who I actually played a lot with. And like, I went through a lot of major arc phases. Like, once that tribe broke, it was gonna be just me and Merlin again. And I was like, dude, as much as I enjoyed, I don't want a duo again. And because of how like self-conscious I was with telling people shit, like I just instantly blocked the dude and just never played Ark again ever since I blocked Merlin. Because it's like I feel so socially awkward when I have to be like, dude, I don't want to play it anymore. Because I felt so bad because the dude's talked about how he struggled with bills and he was like going to pay for the game, like the DLC and shit. And he did. And then, like 2 months later, after I got him into the tribe, that shit happened. I was like, oh my god. I felt so fucking bad. Like a couple months later, like man struggling with fucking rent, and I just did that to him. But yeah. I had a lot of fun moments. A lot of good ones too. I miss Ark, but I also don't. Just playing Ark is a full-time job. Anyone who says it's not has not played Ark. And if they do play it, they play it on a private server where you can't even, or they play it on like but solo by themselves to where they can't even experience it fully. And Ark truly thrives when it's player versus player too. So even standard co-op, like playing with your friends, you're not even getting the full Ark experience. Which is another thing that's disappointing. There'll be so many people out there be like, yeah, I play Ark, but then it's like, it's just with their friends co-op or fucking solo, and it's like, dude, that's not hard at all. Anybody can do that. Like, actually playing Ark, where it's player versus player, and they can destroy all your shit while you're offline. That is Ark. Even on boosted servers, it's not as bad, but like, you just gotta learn the game mechanics. Because that's like the entry fee of like all those games. Like once you learn game mechanics, it's so much easier. I had a lot of buddies who refuse to play Ark for the fact that they don't want to learn all the stuff. And to be fair, Ark's a pretty intimidating fucking game to learn. And it's like, yeah, Ark is still like one of my favorite games. Nothing will ever get me to change that. Like if I could like get paid to stream Ark, I totally would, hands down. I would quit my job. Like if I was able to get paid equivalent to or more than like, if I was getting like 40,000 a year to stream Ark, I 100% would in a heartbeat. Sadly, one, that'll never happen, and two, yeah, it just won't ever happen. Because if it did, oh, that'd be so cool. I would give so much to do that. But Ark is also a really shitty game to watch live streamed. And the worst part about Ark's community is stream snipers. Like, shit you not, it's insanely fucking common for stream snipers in Ark. Like, people will literally hop onto your streams just to ask what server you're in. That's how low people are. Because they get to see that. Because here's the thing, in Ark, generally, you can see inside, you can't see inside of people's base. But due to fucking streaming, you do, to where you can see the defensive layout and point out weaknesses. And there are servers where you can abuse that. And it's just not fair for people. Did I hear an echo? Echo. Echo. Weird. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's something. Would still hands down play the living shit out of Ark. Like if I could get my old squad together, I totally would, because we were going from private server to private server, restarting and destroying tribes with spawned in cheated dinos. Because some private servers would have it to where you could pay for like a bundle and they would use that money to support the server and as well as profit a little bit from. But with those bundles, they would also allow people to be like, all right, pick a dino, pick its primary stat and secondary stat. And on top of that, you could pick the colors of the dino. So they would alter it to where that color of the dino would show up in the dino's breeding line. And then the primary stat could be health or attack, to where there's 40 points in one or the other, to where when they upgrade at once, it skyrockets. Have you Rust before? No, I've never played Rust in my life. I heard Rust was just Ark without dinos, and it's like, if I wanted to play Ark without dinos, I would have been doing that a long time ago. Dinos is what makes Ark fun. If there were no dinos in Ark, I would hate it. Play it? No. Because Rust is literally Ark but without dinos. Like, I would never fucking do that. For one, I don't have the free time anymore. And two, I play World of Warcraft in my other time, to where that takes up all the time when I'm not streaming or working or sleeping, which is like an extra 2 to 3 hours of my day. And logging in to a server to play 2 to 3 hours when I know the game is meant to be played online, player versus player, my base is going to be raided every time I come in, because I'm not going to be able to get in, build enough, and defend my base from a raid. Like, it's just going to feel like dog shit. I don't like it when a game makes me feel like I wasted my fucking time. And games like that definitely will. Like, that's why I'm not playing Ark right now. Because the game will make me feel like I wasted my time. Because if the game doesn't respect your time that you put in, there's no point in playing it. And the game respecting your time is completely different from player versus player. Like, I've known people who would leave signs out of their base saying, hey, look, I work a full-time job, please don't raid. And it's like, yeah, like, there ain't nothing you can do about that. Like, people also want to fucking play the game and raid people. Oh yeah. Look, I would probably one day attempt Rust, but it definitely isn't gonna be like this year, possibly next year. Especially with me fucking kicking ass at work and doing my best to keep getting promoted and shit. Because the pay is pretty nice right now. But yeah. Okay, I need to be able to get some of that below. Never noticed this here. Yeah, definitely hands down. Like games like Ark and Rust, like those games are great, but they require way too much time. But that's the good part about them too. Like they burn time. That's what they're meant to do. They take the reasons of a video game and literally have it there. Like video games are meant to take up your time. And what pisses me off is when people like Call of Duty or fucking 2K players are like, man, games like that take up too much time, but they're still logging in every day to play their game. Like, technically speaking, your argument's invalid due to the fact that you're logging in every day. Now, for the fact that if you're to say, well, it's more friendly for the fact of you don't have to fucking, you know, play a game where you log in and all your shit's gone on like an almost every 3-day basis, then yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Well, like, we'll log in after working a shift of work and then being pissed off if something went horribly wrong, come home and then fucking log in and see my base completely gone. Or if I'm playing with people, have them text me at work that I'm getting fucking raided. Or worst case scenario, one of my trimates kill my fucking dinosaur. Like, I wouldn't want to fucking log into that. I need this timer to hurry up. But yeah, I will probably never play Rust. Because since I heard it was Ark without dinosaurs, like, I don't want to do it. Oh man, right? Like, why the fuck would I want to come home from work pissed off and then my fucking shit's completely destroyed? Like, that's the sole reason why I'm not playing Ark. Cause yeah, that feeling would be so shitty, dude. Like, I'd quit playing Ark instantly. Because I already know what the end game feels like. Because I've done end game on a PvP server, which is one of the most biggest achievements to fucking brag on. Yeah. And there's some rigged servers too, like there are some PvP servers that are completely rigged. Like, I know MTS, I believe it was, like, someone's shown proof that MTS allows content creators to look into people's fucking bases with a spectator mode. And with that, they would raid bases because they'd be able to figure out how the fuck to raid them through spectator mode, because they'd be able to spectate in someone's base and just use a free cam to look around. Like, shit like that's completely fucking cheating. But because a server like that exists, it's not exactly gonna be fucking gone. It's like, yeah, that server was majority meant for like content creators in a way, but or it was meant for like Ark, but the way they made it popular was through having YouTubers and streamers play on MTS, and then while they're off stream, they'd free camera into people's bases to see what their shit was like, so they could attack it properly. It's like, dude, you're missing the whole point of Ark. Like, you're misleading the fuck out of it. Like, Ark is a game where you're meant to raid with your friends and have a challenge. If there's no challenge, there's no game. Like, I'm fucking sorry, but Ark is meant to be hard. Alright, I'm done here. Thank you guys for stopping by. I much appreciate it. Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Diamond, Gamer, and Deathwolf, which I actually forgot who that was. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by. Much